Welcome to Income Fitness. For those who are new to my channel, my name is Anthony. I am someone who went from skinny to fit, and these videos are purely educational. So this way, if you are also a skinny guy who's looking to gain weight, gain muscle, do things right inside of the gym for the very first time, so that way you don't have to do all this trial and error of figuring this stuff out, then you can take these educational pieces of content, implement them, be consistent with it, so that way you can see your own results. If you are someone who's looking for a more personalized approach to all this, though, one-to-one coaching, the link for that will be down below in the description, so feel free to check it out. But enough about that. Let's get straight into the video for today, where we're going to be talking about the specific way that you need to train as a skinny guy. Because if you don't train in this way, then you're absolutely cooked. And if you're not even going to the gym at all whatsoever, you're overcooked. So let's get straight into things for today. And the magic that you're missing inside of your training is intensity. Most guys do not train with intensity at all. And this is costing you so many gains, especially for you skinny guys. It's already hard enough for us to gain mass because we need to eat a bunch of food, but we also want to make sure that we train super hard, right? We got to make sure we just don't go in and out of the gym, swing the weights around, and that's our only purpose, right? Like, no, we have to actually push ourselves, actually exert ourselves more than we're comfortable with. Now, what does high intensity training or just training with intensity in general look like exactly? And what are some guidelines to follow? So, very first guideline, you go until you cannot complete one full rep anymore. And your form is near perfect. Ensure that you're not swinging your body around and that you're not ego lifting either. And then the last point is you really need to push yourself and exert yourself. And there's one more thing that I could add on here in terms of what one full rep looks like when you are training with intensity. You explode on the way up of the movement. You control the negative, the way down of the movement for 3 to 4 seconds. And then at the bottom of the movement, the stretch portion, you have a slight 1 to 2 second pause. And then you explode right back up, and that's one full rep right there. So you do that for 6 to 8 reps for 2 sets for a moderate weight where you can control the weight perfectly. I guarantee you're going to see some really great results, opposed to if you were just to swing the weights around half-ass shit inside the gym and not really taking things as seriously as you know that you can inside of your training sessions. So why should I train in this way in the first place? In my opinion, it's very fun. It's a very fun way to train. I personally like pushing myself to the limits, just to see what I'm capable of, how far I can take the set. And overall, like, it's very rewarding too. Like, it feels like you actually accomplished something inside of the gym. You walk out feeling super satisfied, like you actually did something. You can essentially, you have that dopamine release inside of your brain, right? Opposed to having like the artificial dopamine, right? The instant gratification, sorry. I actually feel really good about your training session because you know that you're pushing yourself. You know that you're essentially making your time worth it inside of the gym. So that's why I personally like it. That's why I think there's so many pros involved into it. Can you overdo it? You definitely can. So that's why you have to be careful as well to make sure that you're not overtraining. And so that's why we cut the sets in half from 4, which is typically what most people do, to 2 sets. So that way you can actually recuperate. You take really good rest in between sets as well. So that way you don't over push it, and that way you can exert yourself just as much in the second set like you did on the first set. So pair this up with some really good eating and recovery, and then in a few months' time, you'll notice the results, and then in a few years' time, you'll definitely notice the results because everything just adds up as long as you're being consistent, of course. Now, in terms of progressive overload, that's still something that's important. That's the foundation when it comes to hypertrophy training and overall just getting stronger. So being mindful of your technique, training with high intensity, and then add on top of that progressive overload is essentially just a secret formula on how to really make each training session count for yourself. And for those of you who don't know what progressive overload is, you can go ahead and take a look at the other videos, or you can just listen to this quick summary of what it is. Basically, if you were to complete last week's weight for a given exercise for the given rep and set scheme with perfect technique, then you'll be able to move on to the next weight the following week for that same exercise, with the same given rep and set scheme. So you essentially just repeat the process, and once you can complete that given weight for the rep and set scheme with that specific weight, I think I said that already, then you can just increase the weight a little bit more, either by 2.5 to 5 pounds, so that way you can, gradually get stronger, gradually see results, and also you don't essentially have these huge jumps in weights where you can't even do that weight specifically, and you're just kind of struggling for the next several months trying to get 8 reps done for 2 sets on that specific exercise. And to bring things to a close, you want to train with the purpose inside of the gym. Don't just half-ass your workouts. Um, if you want to build the muscle, then you will have to earn it through hard work. This is not to say that you need to spend 2 hours inside of the gym 6 times per week, right? That's something that's ridiculous as well. And those who are doing that are likely on some sort of performance enhancing drugs that allows for them to do that because they can just recover easily. They're able to work out more. They have more energy. They have a bunch of testosterone just coursing through their veins that allows for them to do these ridiculous things, right? Have superhuman stamina, right? But for us natural lifters, we actually need to be mindful of how much we are training, right? So you don't need to spend that much time inside your training sessions. That's ridiculous in itself. So if you're able to just get inside the gym for 2, 3, 4, 5 times per week for 30, half an hour to an hour long, perfectly fine. What matters the most is that you pick something that you're being consistent with and that fits around your own lifestyle, right? So if you have a kids, if you have a job, if you have different hobbies, if you have other responsibilities, whatever it is, the most important thing is that you fit the gym into your own lifestyle, right? That you make it work for you, because that's the most important thing that I find that helps you be consistent with something like this. Because if you just try to force it in every day, where it's not going to be possible for you to go to the gym 5 or even 4 times per week, then that's not going to be sustainable for you at all whatsoever. So instead, go 3 or 2 times per week and really bust your ass off inside of each of those training sessions. And of course, most importantly as well, make sure you have your eating and your rest and recovery dialed in as well. That covers it for the video for today though, guys. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Comment down below what you want to see next in terms of video idea, and I'll be happy to make it for you all. One more time, if you are someone who's looking for one-to-one coaching, the link for that will be down below in the description. Other than that, much love to you all. Take care, and until the next video. Peace.